Ivory is back deep for the New England
Look
Patriots.
out. He's the best in the league at running back kickoffs.
He is dangerous. And he starts from his own 1-yard line, heading left with some room to operate. Horace Ivory does get back to about the 21-yard line where he's stopped by Lucius Smith. And the Patriots take over from there. A cold afternoon, but a good day for football in New England. Let's look at the New England offense.
Grogan, of course, is the quarterback. He will scramble. That's Vegas Ferguson in there. Calhoun is not a big fullback, but he's a 210-pounder that gives you everything he's got.
Wide receivers, Morgan and Jackson, both dangerous, and the tight end, perhaps the best there is, Russ Francis.
And Hanna at left guard, perhaps the best offensive lineman that Jim Ringo said he has ever seen.
Wheeler, Linkaitis, Adams, and Jordan the rest. First down, New England. At their own 21, Grogan. Good yardage, but a penalty marker down. Vegas Ferguson was the ball carrier. Now let's look at the Ram defense.
Remember, the Rams have been vulnerable to the run, a 4.7 average against them, but this is a big game for them. Youngblood, Cody Jones, Brooks, and Freddie Dreyer, number 89 at the right end.
The linebackers, Youngblood, Reynolds in the middle, and Andrews on the outside in place of Brudzinski.
A number 1 choice from out of Nebraska a year ago. One of the best secondaries in football, so they'll play man-to-man on you.
Holding number 61 on the offense. First down.
Red Cashin is the referee, and that was his voice. Holding on first down against New England.
Sam Adams, the big guard. There is Fargo Earhart. Good coach, huh?
He's got the Patriots in a very happy mood and a very optimistic mood. In spite of the loss to Houston last Monday night, we mentioned before they're very proud of their performance. Grogan then on first down.
Ooh.
That is Don Calhoun, and he is popped just after he gets to the line of scrimmage by Larry Brooks.
Pat, there's about a 15 to 20 knot wind coming out of the north that's blowing right into the face of the New England offense. Grogan will be careful. If he does throw the ball, he's got to make it sort of a short thing and not have it flutter and get picked off.
Grogan, who in past years, of course, had the reputation of being one who would look once and then take off and run. That has all changed. His entire character has changed. He is not looking to run as he once did. 2nd and 19. Grogan to Calhoun. Vegas Ferguson this is, I beg your pardon. The rookie from Notre Dame. Nolan Cromwell made the tackle.
Cromwell leads the Rams in solo tackles. That shows you what kind of a safety man he is, and also sometimes how he has to come up and make those tackles in the secondary.
Sometimes that can take its toll if it happens too often. Grogan with his hands in his pockets. The passing unit comes in, the 2 pass receiving backs that the Patriots use, Chuck Foreman and Andy Johnson.
And the Rams are the best third down defensive team in football.
Rams with an extra defensive back, Jeff Delaney in the game now. The nickel, which they don't like too much. Pass complete. Just about enough for a first down. Andy Johnson reached up and brought it in, perhaps, but not quite.
Former Georgia quarterback. He caught 6 balls last week. Some kind of an all-purpose back. A bigger, faster Don McCauley, the Baltimore Colt, in on passing down. Let's see how Hanna and company handle the rush by the Rams. Rams tried to send a backer, didn't they? Nolan Cromwell blitzed.
Just shy of a first down. Mike Hubach is the Patriot punter as the referee calls for a little delay here.
Hubach had a 69-yarder, the league's best, against the wind early in the year, and he's kicking into a little breeze right now.
Back deep for the Rams, number 47 is Leroy Irvin, back there by himself. Rams with 10 men up on the line, but they're trying to set up a return. Line drive kick should be returned. Irvin gets around the first blocker, still on his feet, still struggling, and now they throw him back to his own 35. Rick Sanford, 36-yard punt. No return after all that scrambling around. Hubach against the wind. A penalty marker is still down back at the original line of scrimmage. Sellout crowd, a cold crowd right now, but bright sunlight in New England. Couldn't ask for a better day.
And a 7-3 team coming off a Monday nighter. By the way, this team plays pretty well post Monday night games. The Patriots are 5-3, so there's no jinx as far as they're concerned.
2 teams have only played 1 time in regular season in their history. They had a heck of a opening preseason this year. Game that was won by New England 35-31. The first game, as a matter of fact, that was played in the Rams' new home in Anaheim.
Illegal receiver downfield. That was number 51.
Bob Golick.
Big linebacker. Look how he holds his hands. It's rather a funny little crouch he gets into. Kickers are different.
Looking down the pipe. Hubach. Good kick this time. Irvin at his own 37, heading in the same direction with a little more room to operate this time. Still struggles. Back close to midfield, about the 49. Steve King finally made the tackle. That was a 38-yard punt by Hubach. And the Rams will take over with Vince Ferragamo at the helm.
And Los Angeles thinks they can run against this defense. They're going to try to and not have to throw the ball up as much as Ferragamo did a week ago with the 4 interceptions.
It will be a 3-man front that he faces. Ferragamo with Tyler and Cullen Bryant behind him in the backfield.
And Wendell Tyler loves this kind of super turf. He likes this fast track.
Denard and Waddy wide, and the tight end is Victor Hicks.
Got to run crossing patterns.
The offensive line, France. Slater, the tackle, Saul in the middle, and Hill and Hara, the guards.
Hara's in there. Of course, Smith went down and will be out for another month, and big Dennis Harrell steps right in. He's a great all-pro right guard.
We will check on the New England defense at the first opportunity. First down Rams at midfield. Elvis Peacock starting in place of Tyler. Gets about 3.
Malavasi told me before the game that Wendell Tyler was not 100% yet. And if you're trying to go down into a stretch run, you'll probably save him, but you need this game right here very much.
Let's look at the New England defensive line. It's a 3-4 alignment. Lunsford, Hamilton over the nose. And they're the linebackers.
Hawkins, of course, Nelson's an all-pro. Zamberla, the young man in there, and that's all of #1 draft choices in that secondary.
And it's an excellent secondary filled with good athletes. This is Cullen Bryant. Rod Choate, outside linebacker who's having an excellent season. Let's go to Brent Musburger now for a report from around the NFL. Back at Foxborough, this is Cullen Bryant trying to get to the outside. Gets a couple. Is knocked out of bounds by Mike Haynes, the cornerback.
Rod Choate made a good play to linebacker. He turned it back inside. Hara tried to go out and not kick him out, and he played it very, very well at the right side.
Not enough for a Ram first down, so Frank Corral with the wind at his back will come in to kick it. Roland James is number 38, and is he dangerous? Back deep for New England.
Corral has been kicking the ball into the corners very well. He's been punting probably better than he's really been kicking the field goals so far this year.
He is number 3. Looking at a very bright sunlight. Snap is good. Corral straight away. James fields at the 8. James is down at the 11. Hit down by Joe Harris. First man there, a 36-yard punt. New England's second possession coming up.
Keep in mind that wind is right into Grogan's face.
We have 10 minutes, 53 seconds left to play in the first period in New England, and there is no score. Rams and the Patriots. It is a first down, New England. This is Horace Ivory. And they go in the same spot, and again they get good yardage. Johnny Johnson came up to make the tackle.
And Earhart, for the first time, I guess, in New England history, has about 6 backs that are all healthy and want to run with the football or play, which by this time usually they had about 1 guy still healthy.
That match on the right side between Shelby Jordan and Jack Youngblood is one we'll watch throughout the day. Jordan is 6'7" and 260, operating against number 85, Jack Youngblood. Don Calhoun this time, another New England first down, or very close to it.
Good running by Calhoun. They caught the Rams in an over defense with a man right on the nose of the center, Blankaitis. That time the fullback just stepped aside and almost got the first.
Red Cashin says it's close enough to bring the chains in and let's measure.
What's a little move by the fullback now? He'll take Blankaitis' block, comes in behind the guard filling. Tell you, out of Kansas State, he and Grogan must have played some ball together down there in Manhattan, Kansas.
He backed up Sam Cunningham. It is a New England first down. He backed up Sam Cunningham for so many years and so ably. And now he's got his chance to play regularly, and he's doing very well.
Well, Cunningham went south. That's not Calhoun's fault.
First down, Patriots at their own 35. A little breathing room now.
Boy, with the new rules, they've got receivers that you can't believe. That Morgan and Harold Jackson can burn you in one play.
Yeah, don't forget about the big tight end, Russ Francis. Grogan yet to put it up. This is Ivory. Look out. Horace Ivory all the way out to the 50-yard line, tackled by Nolan Cromwell. 15-yard pickup and another Patriot first down.
And Shelby Jordan is doing some job over there. They ran right off the right tackle. This is a great battle between the 4-3 and the 34 you're seeing today. Watch this. Calhoun goes in. The lead man doesn't even have anybody to seal off. And Shelby Jordan just buried Jack Youngblood that time.
Big block by John Hanna just past midfield now. First and 10. Don Calhoun and Vegas Ferguson. Grogan still yet to throw. Reverse coming. That's Harold Jackson around the corner with some room. But now the Rams seal it off. Led by George Andrews. After all that running and all that maneuvering, Jackson got a couple, and that's all.
You can see that all wraps are being taken off. It's a charge by both teams. If you've got to play, you're going to use it in this game. Probably the most talented teams in the league are on the field right now. Pretty good penetration there by Freddie Dryers, actually the one that sort of kicked the play too deep. Harold is not like tackling a fullback. He's rather small at 170-something.
It'll be 2nd and 8 at the 48 for New England. Second time they've had the football, no scorers yet. This is Vegas Ferguson. Ducks underneath a couple of tacklers and does well to pick up what he does. Now let's go again to Brent Musburger for an NFL report. Stadium in New England where there is no scores yet. 7:16 left first quarter. Chuck Foreman and Andy Johnson, the running back tandem right now as Grogan throws for the first time. For the second time, beg your pardon, that's Russ Francis. Not enough for a first down. Johnny Johnson on the tackle.
That was Grogan, a different Grogan that you see. And Russ Francis is getting up slow. Looks like he might have hurt that right leg. It's a very firm turf down there. That was a short drop and just hit the tight end turning out. Francis really came off. He's been healthy this year and doing a dynamite job.
Wearing a flak jacket, as you can see, under that number 81 jersey. Mike Hubach. Leroy Irwin back deep, number 47 in that Los Angeles uniform. Hubach will start off his punting motion from the 45, or just about.
He's had 6 inside the 20-yard line.
Averaging 38 so far today.
He had an 8-yarder, and the wind up in Buffalo was blowing in his face, and he kicked the heck out of it, and he came back and just barely caught the line of scrimmage.
It is a strange-looking stance, isn't it?
It's different.
Hubach. Into the wind, good kick. Irwin. Patriots will down it at about the 2. And the Rams have got a long way to go, much to the delight of this sellout crowd in cool New England at Schaefer Stadium. 39-yard punt. They'll operate from their own 3. Los Angeles will. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire.
Patriots already have 40 yards rushing, so the Rams have got to get on the board. They got 6 minutes left with the win this quarter.
They have it 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line behind Vince Ferragamo, Elvis Peacock, and Cullen Bryant. That is Peacock. Perhaps a yard. Stopped by Mike Hawkins. 1st and white to hit him.
New England is the team that put the 34 in, and they came with Fairbanks first, and now under Earhart. Here's the 34. Watch it operate. Linebackers deep enough so they can make the recovery, and Hawkins does it. It's a nail.
It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 5 as Ferragamo looks over the defense. Peacock and Bryant still behind him. Pitches back to Elvis Peacock. Good yardage this time. Almost enough for a first down for Los Angeles. Tony McGee made the tackle. Let's go now for another NFL report and Brent Musburger.
Big first down that time. They ran right off Jackie Slater, probably the best drive blocker in football, the offensive right tackle.
Rams operating now from their own 14-yard line. A little bit of room. Preston Denard comes in motion. Ferragamo will throw and hits Denard. In and out of his hands, incomplete.
Should have fair caught that one. Here's the man with the soft hands and the sweet feet. You got to catch it first. Little slip screen that was an INC on the very first toss.
That's what Ferragamo has done so far, having an excellent year, an off day last week against Miami, but nevertheless, it's been outstanding.
He has a little trouble with the 34 defense, Patrick.
Completed over 60% of his passes. 2nd and 10 for Vince. Bright sunlight. You can see him squinting just a little bit, looking right at it. Ferragamo drops and throws over the head of Cullen Bryant, intended for his fullback, Rod Schote, on the coverage.
The leading pass receiver with 31 catches was Big Cullen.
And Big is right. About 235, 240.
You got to get them inside, though, and make those linebackers start playing the line of scrimmage, or they'll get back in those passing zones, and you won't have anybody able to cross in there alive.
It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 14 for the Rams. No scores yet. New England and Los Angeles, two of the most talented teams in professional football. Ferragamo straight back. Almost picked off, intended for his tight end. Rod Schote is the man who got the hands on it.
Great drops by those linebackers. Hawkins and Schote and Nelson get back 15, 18 yards. Good pass protection that time. Actually, Ferragamo just didn't get the ball to the receiver.
Roland James is the deep man, number 38. Frank Corral, a kicker for the Rams, standing in his own end zone. James drops way back. Corral will kick from the goal line, and James is all the way back to the 35 with the wind at his back.
He can really roll. He's the number 1 pick out of Tennessee.
Good hanging kick. James goes over for a look, lets it back. Passes straight backwards and out of bounds. Joe Harris came down to down it. 46-yard line. The Patriots will take over a 32-yard punt by Corral, which took a rather odd bounce. Still no score with 4.5 minutes left first quarter. 36-degree temperature with the wind in the Patriots' face at the moment, up to about 20 knots.
Grogan's team with a good game plan. They've got 44-yard rushes.
They have a first down in Ram territory at the Ram 46. Grogan operating on first down there. Vegas Ferguson fumble. Rams have it. Somebody hooked Ferguson's arm, and Larry Brooks knocked it loose.
That's only his 3rd fumble of the year. They've only had 6 that they've lost. Let's see what happens on this. He just gets stripped of it. I believe it was Larry Brooks.
It was Larry Brooks. And it was Jack Reynolds who made the recovery. So the Rams get a break, or make themselves a break, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 45 with 4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the first quarter. And the score is New England nothing, Los Angeles nothing. Rams recover a fumble by Vegas Ferguson caused by Larry Brooks. Los Angeles takes over at their own 45. No scores yet at Schaefer Stadium in New England. Cullen Bryant comes in motion. Pitches back to Elvis Peacock. Peacock in New England territory, a pickup of about 6. The Eagles 14-0 over the Redskins.
Nelson said it on the pregame interview we did, Pat, that this offensive line is not only huge, but it's good and it's excellent. And they don't do anything real fancy. And as we said earlier, we thought the Rams probably looked the toughest at midseason of any team, but you know they were extremely grim the last 2 days just being around them. They are very serious today.
They went into a stall last week. Here's Cullen Bryant, not back to the line of scrimmage, not back to midfield. Steve Nelson, who has twice as many tackles as anybody else in that Patriot defensive unit, made that one.
This is one of his assisted tackles. He has 40 some out of those, 70 solos from North Dakota State. Earhart coached him up there as a sophomore and a junior, and then when he got with New England, he said, why don't we draft him number 2? A pretty good selection, huh?
I would say. In addition to being an excellent football player, he's also an excellent human being. Does an awful lot of good work, social work, what have you. Third down, Rams. 5 at the 50. To Cullen Bryant, and what a good call this is, and what a good roll by Cullen Bryant. And inside the 35 to the 33. Rick Sanford finally made the tackle. Patriots obviously expecting the pass.
A quick trap. It was just run beautifully. That time Saul goes over. Hare comes through. Watch it. You're right behind the New England secondary. Saul goes over, takes the defensive tackle. Hare just stands his man up. And now you got a load coming straight at you. And if Cullen Bryant is coming straight, if he gets it turned upfield, he's heavy.
That was Big Doug France out in front of him. Ron Earhart, Patriot coach. First down, Rams at the 33-yard line of New England. No score still, but Rams moving. Lots of time. Pass complete. Billy Waddy across the middle. Another Ram first down.
Claiborne made the tackle. The protection was just super. And Ferragamo cleaned that one off and threw it like Ferragamo could throw it.
For a 19-yard pickup.
Remember, you have trouble getting pressure on out of the 34 if you don't send the backers. This time the backer came late. Ferragamo cleaned it off and hits Preston coming across the middle. That's Billy Waddy.
Billy Waddy. Rick Sanford on the tackle. Rams out of the huddle quickly and ready to move. First down at the New England 13-yard line for Los Angeles. To Elvis Peacock. Elvis is down to about the 11. A couple of yards, no more. John Zamberlin made the tackle. This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited.
Number 78, Tony McGee, the real good pass rusher, just came in. I don't know if that means that they're anticipating a pass. They're going to try to get pressure on it. I think they're going to have 4 down linemen on this defensive line.
Sometimes they do that to put on a little extra pressure. 2nd and 8 at the 11. Hand off to Peacock. Looking for some running room, and he gets to about the 10. He's tackled by Steve Nelson again.
They still stayed in the 34 that time, and those linebackers can range around there, and if you can't get through and cut them off, people like Nelson and Schott in particular have such range. Watch Nelson now. Watch him make the move. You'll see him come from left to right.
In the first quarter, Philadelphia 14.
That's some play. Right on almost the line of scrimmage, huh?
Nelson hurt himself just a bit and came out of the game. He's replaced by number 53, Bill Matthews. So it'll be 3rd down. They need 7.
Got to go upside, up top side.
10 is the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 7, and Ferragamo will drop. And looks. Has a long time to look. Throws to his tight end, Victor Hicks. Like about a foot shy of a touchdown as Hicks accepts his congratulations and heads over to the sideline.
12th catch of the year for the young man, really in his first year in this league. Makes the block, waits for everything to go through, even has trouble getting past the nose guard, comes all the way across. Boy, for a first-year football player, well, if he didn't score, that was like he went through the flag. If you go through the flag, you're supposed to get a touch.
Look at the official over there with both arms up. He says touchdown. Now they moved it. Well, they have called it a touchdown. They have called it a touchdown. Corral's in the game.
New England had the wrong team on the field, too. They didn't have a point-after defense in.
They had us confused.
Corral's looking around like, what's going on? Holy guacamole, right?
He's the only guy in the right place. Ferragamo's 21st touchdown pass of the year. And Corral makes it 7-0. So it's Ferragamo to Hicks. And we finally settled on the fact that it was a touchdown. And Corral makes it 7-0 with 42 seconds left in the first quarter.
Good looking play, though. Sneak back all the way back against the grain. And you know the young tight end hit in there, got bounced around a little bit, and came all the way through against it.
He ran into Sugar Bear Hamilton across the way. Still got free. And the Rams break on top. Very quiet, subdued crowd here at Schaefer Stadium.
Look at Malavesa. He always looks ruffled, but he's always in control at the same time.
Trying to stay warm. And it's easier when your team's ahead 7-0.
They're setting a few diners with him, you know?
Yeah. You have chili?
A tub of it.
7-0 Los Angeles over New England. First quarter has 42 seconds left in it. As Corral will kick off. I'm glad that they scored before he had to root it against the wind. Rams 7. They're chasing Atlanta. One game out of first place. Patriots tied with Buffalo. They have nothing so far.
As good as these defenses are, I have a feeling we're going to see some points today. That won't be the last touchdown.
Just think about last Monday night. Corral's kick to Horace Ivory, who brings it out of the end zone. Ivory with some operating room, a penalty marker down, however.
We'll call a clip back there, but every time he touches the ball, everybody all the way up New England stands up.
Leroy Irvin finally took Ivory down, but they'll move it back. Red Cashin indicating that somebody was guilty of clipping on the kickoff. The rest of the officials, by the way, Art Demas is the umpire, Norm Traxett, the head linesman, Tom Dooley, the line judge, Ben Tompkins, the back judge, Nate Jones, the side judge, and Bill Kingsit is the field judge.
Grogan could be a little bit careful. The wind will be with him in another 31 seconds.
Flipping. Number 30 by the receivers. First and 10.
Red Cashin got a bad connection.
I think it's the Steel Stadium. That was Tutupu.
That did the clipping.
Mostly.
31 seconds. Scoreboard clock is incorrect right now. On the yardage and the time. That's done. Calhoun, we'll just have to check and see. As far as the time is concerned, now they've started again. 21 seconds left to play.
Waiting for the wind. As any nautical person will tell you, it's better at your back.
Closing seconds of the first quarter. And the line of scrimmage appears to be about the 11-yard line. They've got that correct on the scoreboard as well.
Russ Francis is back in there, so it was a temporary injury. Big tight end.
And Grogan comes trotting over to the sideline to talk to their coaching staff. And at the end of one at Schaefer Stadium in New England, it's the Rams 7. New England Patriots, nothing. 2nd and 8 from a 12 for New England. Grogan drops back with the wind at his back finally. There's Jackson down the middle. Jackson still on his feet. Jackson out to the 30 for a New England first down. Jack Reynolds made the tackle.
It's incredible that Harold Jackson, since leaving Los Angeles, has caught 111 balls for 18 touchdowns. And of course, the new rules, not being able to chuck him at inside 5 yards, has just given this 30-year-old a new lease on life. Let's see how the blocking is. Mike Penny getting some pressure on. Youngblood, too. Good throw by Grogan, who stayed in the pocket. An excellent catch. Rod Perry had him pretty well covered.
19-yard pickup, first down New England. They're out at the 31 now, and Grogan drops again. Outside Calhoun. Calhoun with Francis out in front blocking. Francis got caught in a sandwich in between the Rams. No wonder he didn't get hurt then. Johnny Johnson made the tackle. Thank goodness if you're Russ Francis for that flak jacket he's wearing. He's still back to the huddle at the moment, number 81.
Good read by Grogan. As soon as he saw the play downfield was done, he just unloaded it. That's another new thing that Grogan does well. He hits the backswing.
2nd and 5 at 36 for New England. Opening seconds of quarter number 2 with Los Angeles leading 7-0. Jackson in motion. Grogan to Vegas Ferguson. Ferguson breaks into the Rams secondary. Still on his feet outside the 45 to the 47 before Pat Thomas and Nolan Cromwell take him down.
Mascaro, Diaz,
Ferguson.
And so his grandmama, who raised him and 10 other kids, decided that she'd just call him Vegas. He is some good-looking running back. Boy, did Dan Devine have some great things to say about him at Notre Dame. He said he made my coaching career at Notre Dame. He's a fine young football player.
First down, Patriots at the 46. Francis, the tight end on the left-hand side. Grogan to drop, and does drop and throws. Intended for Don Calhoun. A little bit behind him as the Rams put the pressure on. Dreyer and Youngblood.
A lot of pressure from that left side that time. That's the side that Hanna rules over there. And Dwight Wheeler, the fast-improving big left tackle.
Steve Grogan.
What's the right part of your screen? Let's see what happens. Brooks and Hanna, that is some war. Brooks just took the only avenue open. Worked.
And as you can see, a little bit behind Calhoun from Grogan. So it'll be second down at 10 at the 46.
Call that a hurry up or a scare, wouldn't you?
Jackson out wide to the right. Stanley Morgan to the left. Grogan steps up and goes down. First sack of the day. That, again, the pressure from Larry Brooks, who's the first man there with Fred Dreyer helping.
That's his 6th sack of the year. Again, the hurry-ups are almost as important if they get the hands up. Boy, this guy is just some worker. He and Merlin Olsen used to do as a tandem. Now it's he and Fanning. Comes all the way around the horn and goes over the top of John Hanna to make the sack. Threw Hanna aside.
Don Hasselback, by the way, has replaced Russ Francis as the Patriot tight end on 3rd and 18, and they don't lose much. As good as Francis is, Hasselback is also very good. Rams on a blitz, and it works. Joe Harris, number 51, the shooting Ram that took him down.
Weak side, quick blitz. Came at a great time. That meant you were in man-to-man coverage downfield, and with Morgan and Jackson, plus either Hasselback or Francis, you need some help. Watch this. Quick move. Sent the safety man, too. Cromwell was coming, too.
The all-out blitz. Deep man Leroy Irvin. Kubak to kick for New England, but the wind at his back, and he missed it. Takes a New England roll, however, and it's going to go inside the 10 and keeps rolling. And finally, Irwin picks it up. But Steve King and Bill Matthews are down there to down him as soon as he does.
Dangerous gamble picking that ball up, but he also kept him from being on the 1-yard line.
What looked like not much turned out to be a 60-yard kick by Hubach. 11:55 left before halftime. Detroit nothing, first quarter score.
What a job McCormick has done at Baltimore, huh? They played the heck out of this team early in the year, too.
New England. Curtis Dickey scored the Baltimore touchdown, and he's starting to come into his own as well.
Let Dickey long to do it. Former 9.15 sprinter in the 100.
It'll be second and 8 for the Rams here, operating from their own 11-yard line. They lead 7-0. Vince Ferragamo, the quarterback. Peacock and Bryant behind him, second and 8. Against the wind to Cullen Bryant. Big Cullen stays on his feet. He gets a great block from Doug France.
Steve Nelson came up and had a solo shot, and Bryant just shook him off like big police dog just heading up the road. Watch this. And a big shot on Ferragamo from the offside. He's a big, strong quarterback. Takes the shot, gets the ball off.
Watch this block coming right here. Oh, Doug France on Zamberlin.
Under a full head of steam.
Saints still ahead of Atlanta, 7-3. Now in the second quarter, 3rd and 1 in the second quarter at Schaefer Stadium. Rams. With 2 tight ends in the game. Here's Elvis Peacock. Behind the block of Cullen Bryant.
When we saw the Rams at their best, and I'm trying to think of the game probably, against St. Louis, they were about as impressive as I've ever seen them, and they do very basic, easy, simple things. And as we've said before, when the machine breaks down a little bit, they don't have a lot to repair. It's not a fancy offense.
Patriot player injured. I believe it's Zamberlin, who just made that last tackle. Number 54, the inside linebacker. 7-0, Los Angeles over New England. Mel Lunsford, number 72, was injured on that last play. He got up and ran off the field on his own. Watch him now. Top of your picture.
This was the fake short yardage run and then the pass play off of it. Boy, New England was really in the flow. They were there.
Lunsford grabbing his right knee. Corral back to kick for the Rams, Frank. And Roland James alone deep for the Patriots.
And the breeze right in Corral's face.
James standing back at his own 30. It's taking a lot of time. Patriots trying to set up a return. A line drive kick will bounce. James won't have much to do with it. Yes, he does. Out of nowhere came the speedy Roland James, the rookie rookie from Tennessee, and Jewel Thomas made the tackle. 31-yard punt. James almost broke it.
Bucko Kilroy and Fargo Earhart were saying that he was the best athlete available. When they got a chance to draft, they said, we'll take the good-looking safety man from Tennessee. Not a bad choice there either.
Not at all. So 8:15 now left in the first half. The Rams up 7-0. A very serious mood on the Ram bench today and yesterday during practice.
Stanley Morgan hasn't caught a ball yet.
Grogan drops. He has Calhoun. Calhoun down close to the 40. About an 8-yard pickup before Jim Youngblood made the tackle.
Good first down call. Swings the fullback right over the middle. All your flow on your from a right formation. That's to the Rams left. You can see Reynolds goes opposite. Watch the fullback come right across. Boy, Grogan's really stayed in that pocket. He's a good-looking quarterback.
And Kitus, the center, looking from side to side, looking for somebody to pick up, but the rest of the offensive line did such a job. Rich Saul over on the bench.
Good doctor there.
Second and 3. Don Calhoun high-stepping for a first down to about the Ram 35. Patriots still not on the board, but threatening now. Pat Thomas made the tackle.
Remember, the Rams were 5-6 a year ago before they went to the whip. Ended up 9-7 and happened to end up in Pasadena. You don't do that without being able to play the good teams tough. But this is really a talented team. This is a beautiful-looking ball game.
It's Ferragamo 3 out of 7. And it was when Ferragamo took over that they began that stretch run last year. 7 minutes left to play in the first half. 7-0. Rams leading. Patriots with Grogan dropping and throwing. Hasselback, the tight end, touchdown. Johnny Johnson back there with him. Don Hasselback.
The big fella's 4th touchdown catch of the year. A Phi Beta Kappa at Colorado. He's an artist in his own right. He's an FCA man. He got himself straightened away last year, and he says he's a very positive person, and you can really see it this year.
What a perfect throw from Grogan.
Look at that pass blocking. Good looking throw. Solo coverage, and he beat it. Johnny Johnson chasing him.
7-6 now. The touchdown from Grogan to Hasselback and John Smith, who hasn't missed an extra point this year.
I think he's 45 in a row or something, dating back to last year. Look where he's lining up. Oh, he's left-footed. That's it.
Matt Cavanaugh, backup Patriot quarterback, is the holder. And Smith evens things up at 7-all. Touchdown pass from Grogan to Hasselback. Hasselback, by the way, is 6'7" and 240. Maybe bigger than that. A good-looking athlete. 7'7". Hubach does the kicking off for New England. John Smith does the field goal and extra point work. He let it blow off the tee twice now. Hubach is going up to make some adjustments.
Grogan is 6 of 7 for 86 yards, and the touchdown pass you just saw, his 18th of the year. I know some experts don't think he is mature, but it looks like a pretty good-looking quarterback for my old eyes.
Drew Hill back deep for the Rams, and he fields it back at his own 2-yard line, and he can fly. Hill outside to about the 24, where the Rams will take over. Tied at 7 apiece with New England. Bob Golick made the tackle.
Ferragamo is looking right into the wind.
Ferragamo and the Rams tied with the New England Patriots at 7 apiece. Two teams that have not only playoff hopes, but Super Bowl hopes. 7-7. Packers and the Giants down in the Meadowlands. 1st and 10 here. 6:40 left in the second period. Denard comes swinging in motion. Ferragamo pitches back to Peacock. Nothing doing.
Rod Schultz, the Oklahoma linebacker. Good defensive play, especially on first down. If you force the Rams to throw the ball on 3rd and 6 or 7, much better than when they get leaning on that marker on the 3rd and short.
No gain on that play. The line of scrimmage is 24. It'll be 2nd and 10 Los Angeles. Neither team has used the timeout yet. They both have 3.
Vince got to throw it.
Don't forget it's a fierce wind that he's looking at. Nevertheless, pass ricochets off 2 people, almost picked off. Walt Arnold was the intended receiver. 2 penalty markers down, however. Ron Earhart looks on.
Must have been holding. Looked like they were putting the heat on. Ferragamo's got to put that ball away when nobody's open. That time he just looked like he loaded it up a little bit too much.
Fred Cashin, as the referee, as Vince Ferragamo looks at what he might say and looks over to the sideline for some play calling help.
Julius Adams was putting the rush on. He's a good pass rusher, has been for all his years.
Holding, number 77 on the offense. Penalty is declined. It's third down.
Doug France, and you heard Cashin say that the penalty was declined. Ray Malavasi looking on. Buffalo 7, Bengals nothing. A very important score if you're a New England Patriot fan. Buffalo playing good, solid football, however. They have a rematch later on in the year with the Patriots.
They got 4 down linemen anticipating pass.
3rd and 10 at the 24. Ferragamo doesn't disappoint. Protection is good. The pass is going to be picked off and in. That is Timmy Fox. Fox down to inside the 30. Doug France made the tackle. And the Patriots get it in good shape.
4th interception by the little safety man. Another number 1 choice out of Ohio State. I'm telling you, I watched him after he left the practice field, and Fox can't weigh 180 pounds. Watch the pass. He gets a lot of heat. Ferragamo's got to put it away. Man, this is over everybody. Waddy had no chance. Wilt Chamberlain couldn't have caught that.
I think that's who it was intended for, but I'm not really sure. Patriots take over, and with the wind at their back, operate from the Ram 29. Score tied at 7 apiece. Grogan with Vegas Ferguson and Don Calhoun. His blockers. Grogan going for the bundle. Has Hasselback. Pass picked off just at the last second by Johnny Johnson. And Johnson with the great speed. What a defensive play.
I'm telling you, Hasselback had him all turned around, ran a corner pattern, is wide open, and Johnson has no chance, and climbed right over and intercepted the football. It's one of the great defensive plays you'll ever see.
Hasselback is injured, and a Ram player is also down. On the other side of the field is Pat Thomas. Hasselback sitting right on the goal line. Russ Francis has already been hurt.
What a move Hasselback made on the inside. Looked at the post and then broke it off, and he was wide open until the moment of truth. He really drove on the ball. He's the number 1 choice that the Rams think so much of. Look at this recovery. And you didn't see how far he went to get there.
Johnson is number 20. Hasselback, remember, is still down, and so is Rod Perry. Perry up trying to block. Here's Hasselback.
They're going to call him being tackled down there because the run-in with the receiver actually was the down position.
There's Johnson.
He still remembers Texas and El Paso, and we did the Sun Bowl down there.
Texas people can all run, I think. I believe that's Rod Perry.
2 great secondaries. One team has 11 first-round draft choices. That would be the Rams. New England has 10. That's quality.
It is Pat Thomas who's down, and not Rod Perry. Both of them were over trying to throw some blocks after Johnson made the interception. Let's see if we can see it.
Watch this now. You'll see the Ram defensive team become very offensive. There's one block. That may have been it.
That was it.
He peeled back on the other receiver, and that's what you're supposed to do when one of the guys on your side comes out with it.
That's Horace Ivory over making sure, and there's number 27.
Texas Aggie, huh?
Pat Thomas.
Looks like he's got a mouse with that eye. Looks like he got cracked across the head.
Steve Grogan on the Patriots sideline. Yeah, that's what happened.
Pat's one of those guys that's just about as nice a person as you can meet, except on the football field. He is a tough little dude.
That Gronkowski a touchdown pass as the Atlanta Falcons, who look tough, have gone ahead of New Orleans 10-7. We saw them last week against St. Louis and that impressive comeback they made to win in overtime. 5:33 left in the first half here. That is Mike Gooman of Penn State. In collegiate years, tackled by Tim Fox, and Gooman got a Ram first down.
Little crossbuck action, which is also a misdirection. And then they set up the trap. You see Hara goes through on the right inside linebacker and just peel him off. Great execution, and Gooman stayed right in on the trap side, very close to the center.
Watch Doug France in the trap block he gets. 77. Just smothered the defender, Steve Nelson.
I think the smallest offensive lineman is Saul at about 255.
That's Cullen Bryant dancing and looking for room. Bob Golick, the 230-pounder from Notre Dame, is the one who made the tackle, or the first Patriot to make a hit. Ferragamo, 3 out of 8 for 35 yards. 2nd and 8 here at the 18. Ray Malavasi, quiet, calm, collected, and capable.
And very serious about this game.
Time to get serious. We're just starting the stretch run now. Game number 11 of his season.
He said Woodley, the young Miami quarterback, is going to do that to other people, what he did to the Rams last week. Must be outstanding.
Superb athlete. 2nd and 7 here at the 19 for Ferragamo on the Rams. Going to throw again. Trying to set up the screen and has it. One blocker out in front. And Cullen Bryant stopped by Ray Hamilton, but not before he gets a Ram first down.
Can you imagine he played defensive back at Colorado?
Cullen Bryant?
And was a good one. Then he ran back kicks for the Rams for a while. You see him go in there and dive, get right out with Dennis Hara outside. Boy, good pursuit by Hamilton over the middle. First down, huh?
First down, Los Angeles. Some breathing room now for them. Out of the 28-yard line, clock running at 3:39 left to play first half. Over on the Ram bench, Rich Saul. He's having some hospital problems. Ferragamo looking, and taking off now. Hamilton again, number 71, in the pursuit, and Ferragamo this time did tuck it away.
Sugar Bear Hamilton, huh? Did he make a move? Waited to see. That's about all you can do when it's like you're driving a tractor. You just got to stand up that center, wait for something to show, and give me a side. Harris now playing center. Now Ferragamo does put it away. And here comes the nose man.
5-yard loss, so make it 2nd and 15. Line of scrimmage back at the Rams 23, score tied at 7 apiece. Here the team has used a timeout. Draw play, Cullen Bryant. And Cullen looking for someplace to go. Finds a little bit of running room outside the 30 to about the 31. Stopped by Mike Hawkins this time. One of those 4 excellent linebackers for New England. Saul over on the sideline.
Boy, he must really be hurt if he's not playing. We've seen him tape starting with his shoes all the way over the helmet. Some effort this guy puts into. When Kenny Hyman retired, he just stepped in and said, "Here I am," huh?
Rich, the 11-year veteran from Michigan State. Cardinals 7, Cowboys struggling, nothing.
Otis Anderson, a 51-yard touchdown run. Looks like he got well in a hurry.
He was on the questionable list last time I looked. He got hurt last week. He rolls against Dallas, though. Ferragamo looks outside, pass picked off by Nelson. Nelson down the sideline. Ferragamo chasing. Nelson out of bounds at about the 2. Penalty marker was down, however. Nelson out there in perfect position, and Ferragamo obviously didn't see him coming.
That's his 2nd interception of the year. He's going to take the ball to the sidelines with it.
Penalty marker down. It's going to be declined. It was against the Rams. 33-yard return by Steve Nelson.
A great drop. The left inside linebacker. He'll be to the right part of your screen. C57. Let's see how he gets into it. Ferragamo may not have seen him, Pat. You may be right. Oh, man. Waits for the ball to settle in, and Cullen Bryant's in his wake. Man, he can run. This linebacker can move it.
Ferragamo came over. Ball might have been deflected. I'm not sure. I'll watch it again in a minute. Here it is. No. There's a clean throw.
Clean interception.
First and goal for the Patriots at the 2. Handoff Calhoun. Very near a touchdown, but not quite. He stood up right at the goal line.
He was right up free.
So it'll be second and goal. All this set up by that 33-yard return after an interception by linebacker Nelson. Here's Ferragamo, who's had 2 picked off, both of them against the wind.
And the 34 does it. He had 4 picked off by Tampa Bay early. He had 4 picked off by Miami. At 34, those linebackers just get back into those zones, and obviously number 15 doesn't see them all.
Rich Saul still trying to walk off whatever bothered him, and Ferragamo looking for some help from upstairs. 7-7, but the Patriots have it as we have 2 minutes left in the first half. And Grogan comes over the sideline to talk to Earhart.
They're saying one of the great things that Earhart did when he took over this football team was to get the Nautilus equipment and get these guys to work it in the off-season, so they came into camp not only happy but confident about their strength. And Calhoun is the 210-pound fullback's the second strongest guy on this squad.
What did he say? They had 4 off-season veteran camps to come back for workouts and conditioning, and it's paid off.
And Earhart's practices go like that. Get on there, get it done, get our stuff, and go home and see your wife and kids.
Well organized. Second and goal. The ball at the 1-yard line. Score 7-7 right now. 2 minutes to go first half. New England against the Rams. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and here's Vince Ferragamo.
Still unsigned, huh?
Still unsigned. He had a hot streak that was almost unbelievable early in the year. Ray Malavasi looking a cool, brisk day. 36 degrees when the game started. And about a 20-knot wind out of the north.
This is normally the hot quarter for the Rams, too. They've outscored people, I think, 123-62 coming in, but most of those stats, you can forget them once you get the ball off.
That's how close New England is to going ahead of Los Angeles. Score tied right now at 7 apiece. But the Patriots with a chance, and Grogan asking for quiet. Calhoun again. No touchdown again. Carl Eckern was the first Ram to hit him and stand him up and knock him backwards.
They got him right at the line of scrimmage, and Calhoun couldn't get the weight down enough to get it. Now, he scored 6 touchdowns already. It looked like the Rams were almost offside. They go over John Hanna's left guard spot. Jim Reynolds piled in there. Eckerd makes the stop. There's a lot of gold and blue, too. Watch this mesh. Great penetration. I believe that was Fanning of
Cody Jones, I think.
Okay.
About a foot. On third down, Horace Ivory and Don Calhoun are running back. And touchdown, Patriots. By Steve Grogan. That's his first touchdown this year. And Grogan puts New England ahead.
He doesn't run as much as he used to, but this was pretty effective, wasn't it? Got about a 9.5 on my card.
Big, tall Steve Grogan, 6'4", weighs about 210. All he has to do is just lean forward for this touchdown. That's what he does.
Had 2 bad knees for a while this year, and now the left one is still a little tender, but he's pretty healthy.
So Matt Cavanaugh will hold for John Smith to try to make it 14-7 New England. Grogan has thrown for 1 and scored 1 himself on a quarterback sneak. Smith hits. Penalty marker down. Smith's extra point was good to make it 14-7, but let's check the penalty.
The Rams were lined up underneath the offensive lineup.
Offside. Number 47 on the defense. The score counts. Offside will be enforced on the kickoff.
Leroy Irvin was offside. And the Patriots will kick off from the 40 as they enforce that penalty on the kickoff. 14-7 New England. Here's a touchdown.
Some big interception by Steve Nelson, huh?
Los Angeles has all 3 timeouts remaining. They have a minute and a half in which to get something done in the first half. They trail 14-7. Drew Hill is number 87. Drew Hill of Georgia Tech.
He had a 98-yarder against Detroit to open the football season out in Anaheim. Rams have played some funny football this year.
They really have.
Detroit blew them out on opening day.
They've either been very good or very poor.
This is a day they better be very good.
With the Patriots 3 plays to get in from the 2-yard line after that interception. Zubac kick it off. Hands and goes deep to Drew Hill, who stays in the end zone. The Rams will take over. Saul going into the locker room. Let's go now to Brent Musburger for an NFL report. Here at Schaefer Stadium, it's New England 14, the Los Angeles Rams 7.
2 interceptions on Ferragamo in this first half so far.
Cullen Bryant and Mike Gooman behind Ferragamo. He drops again. Ferragamo outside to Gooman. And he stumbles, gets out of bounds, stops the clock. Rick Sanford is over there to make sure he stays out of bounds.
Another #1 draft choice that Kilroy and company ferreted out. I think he's from down, what, South Carolina way or Vanderbilt? Good-looking young safety man.
South Carolina. At the half, don't forget, all the highlights, scores from around the league with Brent and Irv back in New York.
Ferragamo is now 5 of 11 for 47 yards and a touchdown pass.
3-yard pickup on that play. The completion to Gooman makes it 2nd and 7. Their own 23. Ferragamo will throw again. Plenty of time. Does throw. Gooman again, and he struggles to get out of bounds. Tackled by Mike Hawkins this time.
Penn Staters can really play solid football.
All of them.
Of course, they turn out linebackers like they're getting cloned up there.
30-yard line.
Rich Saul, we're told, has a contusion on his shin. And it probably will be back if they can protect it correctly, which I'm sure they will, in the second half. 14-7, New England leads Los Angeles.
Rams still have 3 timeouts?
All of them. Clock stopped at minute 17. First half, 3rd and short. Ferragamo gets his first down, or tries to, straight ahead to Cullen Bryant. And he should have it. While they unstack, Red Cashin and crew stop the clock. Timeout Los Angeles now, as they stop it for sure.
Is there still a swirling quarterback controversy? Would Pat Hayden perhaps come in the second half? Is there any thought about that?
I would think one more interception would get Hayden up and start to loose.
We're not exactly in a fail-safe situation, but to go 6 and 5 at this date would be pretty tough.
Atlanta, when last we looked, was leading New Orleans 10-7. And the Rams trail Atlanta by 1 full game at the moment. They have 2 timeouts left here in New England. Patriots have all of theirs.
Halftime score, Cleveland.
The Rams after New England. They go New Orleans, the Jets, Buffalo, Dallas, and Atlanta in a row.
Pretty fast finish. Patriots, as you look ahead, have, I suppose what you'd say, a little bit easier schedule. After this, they have Baltimore, San Francisco, Miami, Buffalo, and New Orleans. I guess that's easier.
Driver's seat, they say. Room, right?
In the second quarter, New York Giants 14, Green Bay 7.
1st and 10 at the 31.
Second quarter, Baltimore leads to
Willie Miller in the lineup yet for the Rams? Nope, still Waddy and Denard.
They both go wide to the right. There they are. Ferragamo, if he has time, will fire and does, has his tight end. Underthrown slightly intended for Victor Hicks. Against that wind, it's awfully difficult to throw a deep pattern like that. Haynes and Tim Fox back there with Hicks.
Pretty good pressure by only a 3-man rush that time. Julius Adams, the number 85, has given Doug Krantz a pretty tough day on that line of scrimmage.
in the first
St. Louis has scored again on Dallas. This is a Jim Hart to Mel Gray 69-yard pass.
Score right there. Mel Gray always seems to give the Cowboys and a lot of other people fits. As a matter of fact, he can still run. Here is Ferragamo. And there was Ferragamo. His arm started forward. He struggles to stay on his feet. They stopped the clock. Tony McGee applied the heat.
And took the inside and got away with it. Julius Adams, number 85, just slipped inside of Doug France and headed straight on in. That's 5 against 3.
That'll make it 3rd and 19. Clock still running. The Rams don't call a timeout now. 50 seconds left in the first half. 14-7 New England.
Hankey's in there now in place of Doug France. I wonder if number 77 is hurt. I see him on the sidelines over there. He's limping.
New England has called this timeout, so they have 2 left. They're going to try to put the Rams back in a situation where they have to punt against the wind, and maybe if it's a poor kick or if they get a good return, they'd be in a position for a Smith field goal. Ferragamo over on the side.
Willie Miller's only caught 17 balls, but 6 of those are for touchdowns. And he can run the 9, the straights, almost as well as these Patriots. Patriots, are they? Good-looking ladies, whatever. But he can fly straight up. He runs a great fly pattern.
Doug France is indeed heading for the locker room. Doesn't appear that he's injured. Maybe it's an equipment problem of some sort.
Better get the shoulder pads out if he's going to block Julius Adams.
There he goes up to the dressing room here at Schaefer Stadium. Good football stadium.
So clear up here we can see Boston today. It is Boston, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. 3rd and 19 here at Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough between Boston and Providence.
Two if I land, one if I save. Is that what it was?
Rams, in fact, stayed in Providence last night. 3rd and 19 up to 22. It's 8 first down, Rams 7, Ferragamo. Outside, Cullen Bryant. Clock is in front. Cullen Bryant still on his feet, still struggling. To about the 28-yard line before Mike Hawkins gets him down.
Pretty good call. A slip screen right. He had Hara and Jackie Slater out in front of him, and boy, Cullen Bryant doesn't go down easy. Good defensive play. And as you say, now the punt goes against the breeze.
And New England's taking another timeout, so they only have 1 left now. And Frank Corral comes in. Will have to kick from about his own, well, close to his 12-yard line. New England sends James back again.
Thinking field goal position probably if James can get him inside. Smith is not a long distance field goal kicker, but he's 19 of 23, and that's one of the highest percentages in football
ever. Corral standing back now on about his 13-yard line, and James back at his own 35. Patriots trying to set up that return, or appearing to at least. Rams taking a lot of time. He's not trying to block it. Corral hangs it high. James fields and is down. Roland James from Tennessee, the rookie. So New England takes over with 31 seconds left to play in the first half and 1 timeout left at their own 41-yard line. They lead 14-7.
Grogan can load up the howitzer and play pretty safe. He can throw deep into the corners, and there's not a lot of time left up there.
You got the wide receivers who can get the job done, Stanley Morgan and Harold Jackson, and 2 good tight ends, Russ Francis and Don Hasselbeck. Hasselbeck is the tight end at the moment. Jackson comes right. Morgan goes left. Grogan goes to work. Hasselbeck. Inside Ram territory to about the 44. The penalty marker goes down. It's going to be against the Rams, a late hit.
I believe it was Andrews that came over and took a shot as the big fella was going down. And I noticed that time the Rams did not go to a prevent defense. They stayed in their 4-3 and decided to play it straight. Good-looking pass blocking, though, and Grogan just squeezed off a good round.
Against the Rams, and that'll move it deeper into Ram territory. Grogan with another good throw, and Hasselbeck in the open spot in the Ram zone.
Jack Youngblood was doubled. This ball is right on, and that is a large target.
Walked off now, and already with 22 seconds left and a timeout left.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 52 of the defense. First down.
A young hitter from Nebraska.
Andrews. It'll be a first down, New England, at the Ram 28. Grogan has time perhaps for a couple of plays. If he doesn't get it done, Smith is already in range. Foreman and Johnson, two good receivers behind Grogan at the moment. Hassel back to the left. Split out just a bit. Grogan back. Ram blitz. They don't quite get to Grogan. A penalty marker goes down. Hasselback is down about the 10-yard line. And it might be a pass interference call against the Rams, Jeff Delaney.
I believe Johnny Johnson might have been the one that knocked down Hasselback. Or was it Delaney? A lot of pressure, though.
Against the Rams. Watch that rush.
Here comes the blitz. See if the linebackers fill. They do. They bring Cromwell late. And they got there.
Against Johnson, you're right. It's another first down for New England. They move the sticks up 5 down to the 23-yard line. 18 seconds. That play took 4.
Smith is 9 for 9 to the 30-yard line. He's 8 of 10 between the 30 and the 39. He is a good kicker.
Jackson comes over, lines up on the right side finally. Hasselback split out on that side as well. Johnson in motion. The throw is out to Stanley Morgan. And the Rams had that one diagnosed like they knew what was coming. Rod Perry was right there. Clock stopped now. 12 seconds left to play, and New England used Morgan left. Rams fake a blitz, and it is a fake indeed. Grogan. Picked off by Leroy Irvin. With lots of room. Pass slipped out of Grogan's hand, and he might go all the way. Grogan chasing Irvin. Irwin cuts back. Finally cut down by Grogan at about the 12-yard line.
And time will run out. Unless there's a flag, and it won't end on a penalty, but I don't see any yellow stuff around except the goal of the Rams.
Red Cashin's hat fell off, but that's it. Time has run out, and that's the end of the first half. With the score of the Patriots 14, the Rams 7. That was a 77-yard pass interception return by Leroy Irvin.
A great run. The pass, it looked like it was a second thought. Grogan loaded it up once and then sort of threw it out in the flat. Grogan makes pretty good defensive play for a quarterback. And this is a must.
He doesn't make it. Score will be tied at the half. Grogan came over to cut him down. The pass slipped out of Grogan's hand. Looked like the Patriots might get some more, and it looked like the Rams might get some more. But it ends 14-7.
And Leroy Irvin's first interception of the year. Rather large, huh?
Patriots heading in. That's Big Russ Francis, number 81, who had some problems with his hip. That's why Hasselback is playing most of the time. So that's the end of the first half. The score, New England 14, the Los Angeles Rams 7. 4 yards. Ferragamo 7 of 15, 46 yards, the touchdown pass. Both had 2 intercepted. And they were clutch interceptions by both teams. The one by Nelson set up the second Patriot touchdown, and that's really what put him ahead.
Of course, Grogan had the 300-yard night on Monday night. He's not in that category yet today. Half.
The Rams will have the wind at their back in the third quarter. The Patriots will have it in the fourth. Drew Hill. Hubach will kick it off.
Take a lot of pressure off Smith to have this guy kicking the ball. He gets to about the 5 most of the time.
With that wind before, he got it down into the end zone. This time it won't make it to the end zone as Drew Hill comes up to about the 16 where he gets behind the Ram wedge. And Hill swings down the sideline out of bounds at about the 35. Knocked out by Roland James. So the Rams will operate on offense in the first offensive series of the second half, but still Vince Ferragamo, which really comes as no surprise, the quarterback.
Remember, they went 5 wins in a row and were very impressive, and they've got to get that intensity again. It looks like they have to really be serious against this club because there's talent everywhere.
Billy Waddy and Preston Denard, the wide receivers. Tight end is Victor Hicks. Mike Gooman starting at running back this half with Cullen Bryant. Handoff is to Gooman. Lunges for about a yard, certainly no more than that. Steve Nelson submarined it.
Gooman might have missed the hole a little bit. Looked like it was inside, and he sort of went outside of it. But he's a rookie. Let's see if the hole opens up. You can see Hamilton, number 71, right on the nose. And that's good defensive play.
There wasn't much hole, was there?
Nelson plugged it.
2 yards they give him, so make it 2nd and 8. Ferragamo is going to have to go to work in this quarter with the wind at his back. Here goes to work. Cullen Bryant. At the 40, they'll mark it. Raymond Claiborne was up to make the tackle as soon as Bryant made the reception from Ferragamo.
Blocking this pass rush has been pretty tough. They've put a lot of heat on sometimes with just a 3-man rush, and that really disturbs an offense. Start keeping backs in, and to help when you're only blocking 3 people.
If you can get it done with 3 men, you're usually going to win a lot of football games.
Patriots are 7-3, and as you said, they came out of a loss to Houston like, okay, now let's go down to the wire and get into the playoffs.
3rd and 3 at the 41 for Los Angeles. Waddy in motion to the right. Ferragamo. That's Waddy. Penalty marker down. Waddy to the 40. Inside New England territory, Mike Haynes taken down. Penalty marker down, however.
Billy Waddy used to run that 40 in about 4.4 and still gets close to that. An under pattern, a 6 coming across. A little delayed. And they'll drop those linebackers, overdrop a little bit and run under. Good idea. Short patterns.
It's against the Patriots.
Holding number 56 on the defense. Penalty is declined. It'll be a first down.
Rod Choate. It'll be a first down at the New England 39. Rams trying to pull even with the Patriots, who lead 14-7 with 13-16 left, 3rd quarter. Denard left. Waddy out wide to the right. Cullen Bryant stumbles, tripped up by Rod Choate first, and could not regain his balance. Rick Sanford made sure that he stayed down.
Doug Francis not at left tackle. Irv Pankey is number 75. We understand that Doug Francis has a broken thumb and will not return.
And Rich Saul has a bruised shin, and he will not return. On the Patriot side, we'll have to in a minute. Ferragamo drops. Fires complete again to Waddy. Raymond Claiborne jumps on his back. Irv Pankey, by the way, is 6'4" and 270, and a rookie from Penn State.
And Hara has now moved into offensive center. So while it looks like a patchwork job, it's still a lot of quality. There's Hara at center. Herky.
That means that Bill Bain, number 62, is the right guard.
Real good pattern, too, and a good read by Ferragamo right on that seam of the zone. That time they were in the zone.
Pitches back to Mike Gooman. And Gooman sort of leans down to about the 14-yard line, stopped by Steve Nelson Earhart over on the sideline for New England, looking on. There's the center Hara, wide receiver Waddy, and the quarterback Ferragamo. 81, of course, is tight end Victor Hicks.
Impressive way to start the second half. Looks like they're hitting it a lick, huh?
2nd and 3 at the 14. Rams down by 7. Again, it's Waddy right. Denard left. Hand off to Cullen Bryant, who surges down to about the 10 and very nearly picks up enough yardage for a first down. Ray Hamilton, the nose tackle, made the tackle. Mel Lunsford, by the way, I started to say a minute ago, has a hyperextended knee, and he will not return on the New England side. They're going to bring in the chains.
I think the first time I saw the 34 defense was several seasons ago, and Fairbanks threw it at the Eagles, and Roman Gabriel looked around, and he couldn't find anybody to throw to. You really have to be careful. You first got to run the ball a little bit and make those linebackers play football near the line of scrimmage, and then you can sort of run the crosses and the short hands underneath on them.
It is a Ram first down at the 10. It's very nearly the same thing as what they used to call the old Oklahoma defense, which, of course, Fairbanks used at the University of Oklahoma.
The 5. Except now these linebackers can put on a pass rush like an end or go back and cover a running back.
They can make a first down without making a touchdown. And here's Cullen Bryant cutting back inside to about the 8. Bob Golick was the first Patriot to hit him. It'll be 2nd and 8 for the Rams. Clock running at less than 11 minutes left, third quarter right now. Quiet crowd at Schaefer Stadium. Patriots lead 14-7.
Talking to Mr. Klosterman yesterday, the general manager and an executive with the Rams, and
The Duke.
yeah, but Duke was sort of stern about the whole thing too. It's time to make a move. You've once been to Pasadena, you want to go to New Orleans, don't you?
And then to Detroit. 2nd and 8. Ferragamo looking for someone. Gilman is out. And Raymond Claiborne, who arrived on the scene.
Good play by Hawkins. Claiborne, of course, is one of the, on that medley relay team at Texas, one of the fastest people, I guess, in the country, and they tell me Stanley Morgan is faster than he is. Here's the play. Good play by Hawkins. You'll see what happens. A little bit of confusion. Good blocking up front by the Rams. This is a good defensive play right here.
Ferragamo's 4th completion in this drive. So it's 3rd down now and 4. At the 4. Bernard sprints in motion. The handoff is to Grumman. Trying to get around the corner, and he won't make a penalty marker down. Steve Nelson made the stop. 57. A yellow flag in the end zone.
They might be holding on number 62.
That's Bill Bain. That's exactly what it is. The preliminary indication by the referee, Red Cashin.
Good pursuit. New England is headhunting. That's what they say in those defensive huddles. Let's go get them. And on that artificial surface, they can get there in a hurry.
How much difference do they say it makes, artificial turf, as compared to grass?
I think it makes the fast guys faster and the slow guys slower. And receivers, you know, you can't touch them anyway. It looks like they're shot out of guns.
What would you guess? Maybe a 1/10 of a second?
I would imagine.
Yeah, I would think so.
They said Morgan ran a 4.4 on grass, which means the 4.3 perhaps is what he could do on this.
Atlanta.
Holding number 81 on the defense, on the offense. Still 3rd down.
I want to apologize to Mr. Bain.
81, of course, is Victor Hicks, the tight end. You saw the Atlanta score, 17-7. Tell you, those Falcons are tough. Ferragamo with a tough choice right here. 3rd and 13 at the 14. Patriots fake a blitz. Now they come with just 3. Ferragamo throws. He had his tight end, Victor Hicks, and he doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. Now he's about 20 yards further back. Mike Hawkins led the defensive charge.
Billy Waddy was standing all by himself in the left corner of the end zone. And he was uncovered, I think, from the time he left the line of scrimmage. Of course, this hustling pursuit makes you think people are open, and as soon as one guy catches the ball, there's the crowd coming. 1, 2, 3, 4. And here comes some more. Looks like Bunker Hill.
Dangerous. Nolan Cromwell is the holder for Frank Corral. This will be from 29 yards out.
It's 9 of 14.
easy motion puts the Rams a little bit closer. Makes it 14-10 from 29 yards out. Frank Corral, the field goal good.
Is he one of the strongest kickers you've ever seen, other than yourself?
Makes it look so easy. He just takes a little swipe at it, and the ball really flies out of there. 9:17 left third quarter, 14-10 Patriots.
Good run back. Remember, this young man went 98 yards earlier in the year. One of the great runs of the entire season. That's a good tackle. I believe that was that Gooman that made that tackle?
I think so. Ed McGlasson was number 63, the injured Ram.
Keep in mind that each of these quarterbacks call their own plays, you know it?
Some happy New England fans who might be a little bit on the chilly side at the moment. 9:07 left third quarter. That's the score.
He's probably been watching the Patriots since 1960.
When Butch Sungen was the quarterback.
That's it. Oh, what a play by Reynolds.
Calhoun, the ball carrier. Reynolds right there.
What I said earlier, Johnny Polanchek, who sort of coordinates the offense for Earhart, says that they get together with Grogan and say, all right, here's what we'd sort of like to do, the attack, and he is really involved with it the entire week. So the things he calls in the offensive huddle are his plays that they've been thought about for a long time.
Minnesota's an amazing team. You saw they were leading the Buccaneers 21-13. Last couple of weeks, they've really run up the points. 39 and 34. 2nd and 8 here. 3 for New England. Steve Grogan, the quarterback. Throw against the wind. Got a blitz going. May have something more going. Right through the hands of Stanley Morgan, who's looking back into that bright sun. It looked like he just lost it in the sun. Pat Thomas back there with him.
And had the gloves on. Old-timers will say you can't throw it or catch it with the gloves, but Harold Carmichael, a lot of people that can catch it, including Stanley Morgan, do. The blitz is on. Safety blitz. It's picked up. Ball is thrown early, though, because of it. Boy, Thomas had some trouble with it, and Stanley just couldn't see it.
Morgan has one catch so far today for a -4 yards. When you contain a man like that, he's done a pretty good job on the corner. 3rd down and 8 now at the 33, and Grogan will drop again. Morgan just off the end of his fingertips again this time. Grogan went right back to him. Jeff Delaney on the coverage.
Good call. Good call. Quarterbacks used to go right back to the receiver, gave him another shot. This one hanged a little bit. Not bad cut. And a real tough catch for Morgan. That would have been an incredible catch.
Hubach. Back deep, Leroy Irvin, who had that 80-yard interception return just before the half. And almost busted it all the way for a touchdown. Good kick. Irvin. The 35, stopped by Bill Matthews. 39-yard kick against the wind, a pretty good effort. The Rams will take over, trailing 14-10 with 8 minutes and 5 seconds left to play in the third quarter at Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. 8:05 left third quarter. Behind that camera is one of the best in the business, George Crenshaw.
Drive time for the Rams. Got the wind behind them. They got to make it move, and they got to get points this time.
Ferragamo gives to Gooman. He won't go anywhere. That New England pursuit led by Julius Adams cuts him down.
And a slow developing play.
Lost to the yard on the play, 2nd down and 11.
Man in motion, strong side formation. They pull everybody, and here we go. A little misdirection by Gooman. Again, he's a rookie. He's being chased down right now by Nelson coming at him. Makes a good play.
That's Bill Bain, the Ram blocker, out in front of Gooman, but he had no chance either. About a half-yard loss. Got a stacked deck out wide to the right. Here comes Billy Waddy back in motion. Ferragamo looking for him. Overthrows everybody. Tim Fox back there with Waddy.
That one carried about 51 or 2 yards in the air, but he really hung it out to dry, didn't he? Fox was the free safety man, and neither one of them could really get a hand on it. Just remember, he had, at the end of 3 quarters at Super Bowl, had this team breathing down Pittsburgh's neck. He's a good quarterback.
First misconnection of this half for Ferragamo. He had 5 in a row in that drive. It took him down for the field goal by Corral to make it 14-10. Patriots lead.
Atlanta's making this interesting. They've beaten both the teams we're watching today.
And they're leading right now, the Falcons are. 17-7, our last score. Here's Ferragamo dropping. And throwing. Complete to Mike Grumman, who looked like he might be able to get a first down, but the Patriots, again, led by Rod Schote, shut him off.
And Haynes, too, the #1 pick out of Arizona State, made a great play over there.
Rod Schote and Mike Haynes in on the defensive stop.
Here's Grumman.
4th down and 2.
Remember, Wendell Tyler is not 100%. We have not seen him today. Pretty good out pattern, a good catch. Good containment. That's good defense.
Schote and Haynes. Elvis Peacock started at one of the running back positions for the Rams, but the last few series it's been Grumman every time. Frank Corral back to kick. Roland James back to return. He's about 2/3 in shadows now. Corral. Line shot. James watches it go over his head and into the end zone. Put up a signal for a fair catch, but that was just a decoy. They'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. Where the Patriots take over on offense with Steve Grogan, the quarterback. A 56-yard kick by Corral over everybody's head. 6:14 left, 3rd quarter. New England Patriots 14, the Rams 10. With just over 6 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter. Grogan gives to Vegas Ferguson. Ferguson out to about the 24. Pick up a 4. Ron Earhart watching his team try to protect that lead. 4 points. Jack Reynolds, the tackler for the Rams, led by Jim Youngblood.
Good first down run, though. Picks up half of the distance. Grogan is 8 of 13 for 98 yards. He's going against the wind. He may not put it up if he gets that much on first down.
Ray Malavasi looking right into the sunlight. Here's Grogan. Outside Calhoun. Calhoun bounces off a couple of tacklers. Will be out to about the 27. Shy of a first down. George Andrews was the first Ram to hit him.
St. Louis scored again on Dallas, 21-10, a 60-yard pass, hard to Pat Tilley. And if Dallas would lose and the Rams think about pulling this game out, that wild card shot or playoff possibility looms even greater for him, doesn't it?
It really does. Hard to figure out what's going to happen as we head down the so-called stretch. 3rd and 2 at the 28 for the Rams. 5 minutes left to play. For the Patriots, I beg your pardon. Ferguson looking for some place to go. Cannot find it.
Well played by Freddie Dreyer, the defensive right end. Stood the play up. Watch the right part of your screen. They're trying to run a draw anywhere. Draw anywhere. Where does it open up? Dreyer just stands up the big tackle, keeps him in front of him, and then seals it off. Excellent play by the Rams.
Reynolds over to help out. Hubat.
He's got those hands up there.
Averaging 45 yards today. This will be against the wind. You know, if one that really rolls to his benefit, that one won't do much. Doesn't even get to midfield. Now it does. They down it at midfield. 21-yard kick is all he's able to do out of that one. Hubat's not too happy with what transpired. 4:16 left, 3rd quarter. The Rams will have it 1st and 10 at the 47. I don't know if I can enjoy a football game watching like that.
I don't think Billy Sullivan's up there either. I bet he's around us somewhere, Cole.
Yeah. It'll be 1st down Rams at the New England 47-yard line. They trail 14-10 as Ferragamo is going to throw a 1st down. Gets the pitch back from Cullen Bryant going deep for Denard. Has it. Preston Denard in between 2 defenders. Mike Haynes and Tim Fox.
The flea flicker, and they got it off. Cullen Bryant runs up into the line and tossed it back. Denard had to wait for the ball a little bit, but the young man from New Mexico, as we said, he's got the soft hands. Watch the play. It is the old flea flicker. You're right. Ferragamo with Cullen Bryant. Colorado Buffalo laterals it back, a good lateral, and he just gets it off as number 51, Golick, was coming in to really nail him. Watch this catch.
In between the two defenders, Haynes and Fox. And it's first and goal, Los Angeles from the New England 4. 14-10 New England leads, but the Rams are at the door.
Pull that one out of the hat.
It's been in there a long time. Mike Gooman down to about the 2. Cullen Bryant leading Richard Bishop. Made the tackle.
The offensive line for the Rams is somewhat different than started. Doug France is out now. Pankey's in there. Kid Hill at left guard. Dennis Harris at center. Saul is hurt. We've got Bill Bain at right guard and Jackie Slater at right tackle. Not doing a bad job. 2
of the regulars gone then, Saul and Doug France. 3 running backs now, Peacock, Bryant, and Gooman. Elvis Peacock, who got shook off one tackler, Steve Nelson, and gets down to about the 1.
Some kind of an effort. He made some kind of a spin in there. Ferragamo fell down as he handed off. Again, that turf is so positive that if you just stub your toe, you'll fall right on your head.
Ferragamo just barely gets this ball to it.
He just barely gets the ball to him. Watch Ferragamo trip up and just fall down on the thing. And a good move by Peacock gets it to about the 1.
A little bit less than a yard. Third down, Rams. Full house backfield again with Gooman, Peacock, and Bryant. Peacock again. Peacock, touchdown, Los Angeles.
The 6th touchdown of the year, rushing for Peacock. He stayed right in. They went off the right side, Jackie Slater's side. The tight end must have been Hicks in there. Full house. We've seen a flea flicker that's been in football for 35 or 40 years, and now the straight T.
Touchdown, Elvis Peacock. Nolan Cromwell will hold. Frank Corral the kick to try to make it 17-14. Los Angeles over New England. Minute 58 left, third quarter.
He's only missed one extra point, 34 of 35.
Point good. It's 17-14 Los Angeles. Here's a touchdown again.
You can call it single wing or whatever. It just happens to have the quarterback handle it back. You got 2 lead blockers. Bryant gets a good block on Nelson. Peacock took it straight in.
Super block by Cullen Bryant. He's big as most guards anyway. There's a little misunderstanding about what's going to happen to the football.
They're all tangled up in the net, too. The catch of the day.
It looks like somebody's in there. I saw one football.
Guy's got glasses on in there.
What is going on?
The girl has that ball, we're in trouble.
She's in trouble.
Big defensive series. Again, the wind will shift and go to the Patriots in another 2 minutes. And Grogan, man, can he zero in on you in the 4th period?
Remember what he did to Houston last Monday night. Still got the ball. On the other side, the ball's on the other side of the net. Take my ball and go home. Horace Ivory watches that ball go all the way out of the end zone, trickle over toward the stands.
Player go over near that, he'd get hurt.
4 plays, 47 yards. They kept it 2 minutes, 18 seconds. The big one was that flea flicker when Cullen Bryant tossed the ball back to Ferragamo and he hit Preston Denard down to 4.
It's funny how it comes along. Sims did it last week to actually get in position to beat the Dallas Cowboys in the rain, and suddenly to see it pop up at a crucial time.
Steve Grogan, the quarterback, first and 10 at the 20 for New England. They trail now, the Los Angeles Rams, 17-14. Handoff, Don Calhoun. Couple. Fans is getting a little restless now with the team trailing. George Andrews made the tackle. They think Grogan ought to be throwing. Not any time for that yet.
Well, New England is not the overpowering rushing football team, but I just have a feeling that Grogan's going to wait until he gets a shift of the wind if he can possibly get a first down here and go in. The Rams right now are playing tough on the line of scrimmage.
Fred Dreyer, Larry Brooks, Jack Youngblood, Mike Fanning. Now it's Cody Jones, not Fanning. Here's Grogan. He's not supposed to be running like this, but he is. And Grogan gets a good block by Vegas Ferguson.
On Cody Jones, and Cody never saw it coming. Uh-oh. The quarterback put the ball in somebody's face, and then there was a problem.
Bud Carson off on the left-hand side of your picture there, raising Cain about what went on. Like Grogan slapped the ball against one of the Rams' helmet.
Boy, Cody Jones really got blindsided.
Penalty marker.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 27 on the defense. Unnecessary roughness. Number 14 on the offense. Offset.
Unnecessary roughness on the quarterback.
On both players, both teams. Pretty good call by the official. What he's doing is getting control of the game. Here's the run. This is the way Grogan used to play football all the time. A big one here. There's the block by Ferguson and Cody Jones.
That's Pat Thomas on top of Grogan.
He said something like, if you got a bad wheel, don't run with it. And I'm sure the ball came up then.
First down, New England. Grogan scrambled for it out of the 33. 1:03 left third quarter. Grogan gives to Vegas Ferguson. Looks like he was juggling the football. George Andrews made the tackle. Vegas didn't quite find the handle.
He didn't pop in there very hard for whatever reason. I thought he's making a motion to the sidelines. He just didn't get a hold of the ball, Pat.
21-14, you saw the Giants over the Packers.
Dickey to Ellis, the good-looking rookie fullback we saw with the Packers, huh?
Browns leading the Steelers, fourth quarter, 13-7. Steelers having problems. Browns coming on. Lost a yard, didn't Ferguson on that play, so it's 2nd and 11. This is Vegas Ferguson again. And Vegas outside the 40 for about an 8-yard pickup and a good run.
Time the Rams lined up off the ball almost a full yard. I don't know what Coach Torgerson was thinking. Probably they could react and pursue, but they're off the ball so that the offensive blockers can get a pretty good shot at you. And a good move here by Ferguson. This time he had pretty good grip on that hog bladder, didn't he?
Not quite a first down, about 2 yards short. That's the end of the third quarter with the score Los Angeles 17, New England 14. And we now pause for a word from your local station. At Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. 3rd and 2. For the Patriots at their own 41. Rams leading 17-14.
And the wind is at Grogan's back. And when he does go back to throw, the Rams have got to put heat on him. And this is going to be a wild fourth period.
He has Morgan and Jackson split wide to the left and Hasselback the tight end on the right side. They need 2 yards and they don't get it. That's Horace Ivory. He lunges out about a foot short, it would appear.
Grogan says, no, it looked to me like Ivory's feet just go out from under him. Pretty good block by the offensive right tackle there. Shelby Jordan done a pretty good job taking Youngblood down.
Patriots do not make it, and Hubach comes on. Leroy Irvin back deep for the Rams. Field now entirely in shadows. A little bit high, but Hubach with plenty of time and a good kick. Irvin retreats, touches, finds the handle, and down he goes at the 4-yard line. Good coverage as he misjudged it. Rick Sanford was the first man down, a 53-yard kick.
He muffed it, but he got it back. And I saw the offensive lineman saying, don't worry about it. We'll go to work now.
It is 17-14 Los Angeles. 17-14. Rams over the Patriots. 14:29 left in the contest. Cullen Bryant and Mike Goodman. Back in the back of the hole with Vince Ferragamo.
It's getting just brisk enough where the Rams sort of did some exercises bouncing up and down just to get the blood circulating again.
There's Cullen Bryant in motion. The pitch is out to Mike Goodman, who breaks one tackle and barrels out to about the 10-yard line before Rod Schilt takes him down. Let's go now to Brent Musburger for an NFL report. Pitch is back at Schaefer Stadium to Cullen Bryant. Defense led by Steve Nelson.
I mean, they met Cullen Bryant on his side of the line of scrimmage. Great defensive charge here. It's a 238-pounder that can bench about 400 and something. Takes it straight back in. And Tony McGee was right there with Nelson. And here comes Adams.
At Nelson, when you combine his unassisted and assisted tackles, he has twice as many as anybody else on that defensive unit.
The rest of them are active, too.
They need 4 for a first. Ferragamo, the quarterback. Goodman and Cullen Bryant behind him. Crowd coming alive. Waddy in motion right. Ferragamo is going to throw. Plenty of time. And he has wide open Preston Denard streaking down the sideline. Denard still on his feet. A penalty marker is down, however.
They're going to call for an illegal pick play by the Rams. The Rams ran a back up and picked off so Denard could clear, and I believe the official's going to call it. It's an offensive pick play, much like a basketball team will. They ran a receiver through the area and cleared it out for Denard. Let's see what the call is.
They're bringing the whole thing back. Red Cashin indicating offensive interference.
It's a good play, and often you can get away with it. I'm not saying that they play beyond the limit of the law, but you're right on the edge a lot.
If you get away with it. They'll bring the whole thing back.
And that drives the secondary completely bananas.
Tell us, Red.
Offensive pass interference. Number 44, still third down, half the distance to the goal.
That is exactly what it was. Mike Goodman, illegal pick.
And of course, Goodman saying, look, I've got to run the pattern. The guy bounced me. But it's both sides, right?
He's saying, I didn't mean to if I did, which has very little to do with the end result. So it'll be 3rd and 10 all the way back at the 5-yard line for the Rams. They lead by 3, 17-14. Vince Ferragamo. A draw play. Goodman wrapped up by Steve Nelson again. And the Rams will have to punt. Frank Corral will have to come out of his own end zone against the wind. So if everything goes according to Patriot plans, they should get the football in pretty good shape. Roland James back deep for them.
Some big call, wasn't it? We didn't have a replay of that. It's not because we didn't want to show you. It just happened that we didn't have one that time.
Here's Corral. Averaging 37.5 today. Patriots up as if to try to block it. We're staying right behind Corral and looking at the same things he's looking at. James at the 40. Roland James bangs down almost to the 20 where the Patriots will take over deep in Ram territory.
He's averaging almost 11 yards a return, and he sure hasn't heard of it those.
Walt Arnold made the tackle.
Is he fearless?
30-yard kick and a 20-yard return.
A low shot. Looked like the pressure was coming. Corral didn't get all of it. James got most of it.
Did all the way down to the 20. You can see that red, white, and blue stripe. And the Patriots take over trailing by 3, but in good shape.
Battle of the cheerleaders. That is a rugged thing indeed.
You did that, didn't you?
Yes, I think I did.
I bet it was rugged. 1st and 10 at the 21. Patriots have the football. This is Horace Ivory. Ivory struggles down inside the 15. Nolan Cromwell made the tackle.
By the shirt.
On the tackle,
Cromwell just took whatever he could get. There's a guy that's going to the Pro Bowl, number 21. Watch the play. Hard running here.
John Hanna out in front.
Blocked by Hanna.
Stayed on his feet.
He's like an earth mover, isn't he? Huh?
And he's lost weight this year.
Down to 262, somebody said.
6-yard pickup, make it 2nd and 4. 14. Again, it's Ivory. Horace with no place to go this time loses a couple. Jack Youngblood on the tackle.
Was he thinking about throwing that ball?
Looked like he was making some adjustments. Falcons 24, Saints 7. Fourth quarter score.
I think Stanley Morgan had sort of gone up with the idea that if Perry goes ahead and shows, I may get a pass on this thing. Let's just see. It looked to me like he was just soft enough running with it. No, I don't think so. Unless he's ambidextrous.
Sam Adams pulling guard out in front of him. So make it 3rd down now and 5 at the 16. Chuck Foreman and Andy Johnson down the running backs behind Grogan. 3rd and 5. Comes Hasselbeck in motion. Grogan looking and throwing. Headed for Hasselbeck, incomplete.
Interference on Pat Thomas, I believe. And
Flag is down.
He and Harold Jackson went down in a heap on the 5-yard line.
Penalty marker down. Pat Thomas over there with, I believe, Harold Jackson. Yes, the pass was not intended for Jackson. It was thrown for Hasselbeck. Jackson was knocked down at about the 5, and here's the indication.
Defensive backs, you can't even breathe on the receiver.
That is a tough job these days.
And don't taunt him. That's also a penalty if you taunt. That's the only thing I did well.
That's always been bad.
Illegal contact. Number 27 on the defense. First down.
It is a first down, Patriots. At the 11-yard line. Giants 24, Packers 14. 25-yard field goal by Joe Danilo.
Giants have gone berserk.
They're ahead. 1st and 10 at the 11. This is Horace Ivory. Ducks his head and bangs down to about the 5 before he's knocked out of bounds by Johnny Johnson and Nolan Cromwell.
What a good call. A power sweep. Everybody probably thinks you might go right to the big tight end right away. Good block on Mike Fanning. Youngblood's having a little bit of trouble with his man. Johnson gets over and makes a great play, but the yards are picked up.
Adams, the pulling guard, number 61 again. Good block by Calhoun. Wow.
He's a working man's football player. All he wanted to do was start and play as well as he can. He's done it for 7 years, hasn't he?
Cromwell and Johnson knocked Horace Ivory out of bounds. 2nd and 4 at the 5. Horace Ivory again. Horace down to about the 2. Nolan Cromwell again to tackle.
Ivory came in with only a little over a 3-yard average, but they must like him in tough situations. But it's getting nasty down there.
You can see why. 3rd and about 1. Ivory 7 carries, 35 yards. Here he is behind Calhoun's block.
Good play by Reynolds. He got away from Hanna's block pulling up through the hole.
John Smith trying to stay warm in case the field goal is needed. 3rd and 1 at the 2. Ivory and Calhoun, the 2 running backs. And it's Ivory's fumble. They miss the handoff and the Rams have it back.
Tony Jones, who's under there?
Looks like Reggie Doss.
Goal line defense was in there. It looked like Grogan never did get the handle. Look at this bunch of Rams. That's like hearing from the governor just before they strap you in.
That's the 4th Patriot turnover. Ivory looking to see where the play was going to develop and the blocking might. Never had possession. Here comes Reggie Doss. The Rams preserve their lead. Somehow he just doesn't look like Beverly Hills.
Looked like Anaheim, huh?
Ray Malavasi. 1st and 10 for his football team at their own 6. 9:27 left to play in the game. Ferragamo gives to Mike Gooman. And that swarming Patriot defense take him down after about a yard.
Keep in mind that Breeze, if Farragon would want to throw his right in his face, but I have a feeling he's not going to put it up unless pressed. That play came in from the sideline.
That last New England turnover, there were 4. There have been 4, I should say. That last one, that fumble, was really costly. Rams leading them 17-14. The 8. An outside trap. Jackie Slater came down. Mike Gooman, the ball carrier. Rod Schote made the tackle.
Little help from the bench. Here comes another play in. Crucial time. It's white knuckle time in the line of scrimmage both ways.
Billy Waddy coming in to bring the play from the bench, and Drew Hill goes out. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 11.
Oh, boy, what a call this is. You can wrap it all up on a big 3rd down call deep in your own territory against the Breeze, and it's beginning to blow a little bit.
Patriots come in with a 4-man rush. Ray Hamilton just joined the other 3. Aracamo back to throw. Pass knocked down by Ray Hamilton, who just came in the game. The Sugar Bear.
He got the hands up. Little penetration. Man in motion's gone by. Let's see how the blocking is. There's Bain. They've done their job. Here comes the arms go up. Perfect spike. That's got to be a defensive lineman's dream, other than maybe catching it.
Or sacking the quarterback. Corral again kicking out of his end zone. And Roland James stands back at the 45-yard line in Ram territory. The Breeze continues to buffet. Right in the face of Frank Corral. Do not try to block it. This one won't go anywhere. Going to go out of bounds between the 25 and the 26. And Corral's kick, 14 yards into the teeth of the Breeze. And Corral, very discouraged, goes to visit the sideline. 17-14 Los Angeles. Archie meets his match when he hires a housekeeper.
Oh, my gosh.
And Alice is not the housekeeper. Followed by the Jeffersons. Right here. Grogan gives to Ivory. And Ivory is cut down on a fine play by Reggie Doss.
Freddie Dryer says that Reggie Doss, his replacement, is going to be one of the real talented defensive linemen in football. Number 71. Watch this play on a real good running back. A little tentative taking the handoff like he's waiting for something to happen. Boy, that's an incredible tackle. Big man gets down there, he works at it.
Hasselback was attempting to block Reggie Doss. Abe Malavasi continuing to look on. Grogan now in a situation where he almost has to throw. Jackson in motion, and Grogan facing a blitz, throws it high in time for Stanley Morgan. He got it and dropped it. Incomplete. Rod Perry back there with him.
What a play by Johnny Johnson, the free safety. Johnny Johnson went over and made another one of those closures on the ball, and he outruns the football. Let's watch the action up front. The blitz didn't quite get there. Watch this play. Johnson comes from nowhere, and nobody expected him to be there, including Perry.
Talk about closing on the ball, like you said.
Oh, here's a 4-4 guy on grass. Watch this. Oh, he had it a long time, but he must not have had control of it. And the officials looking right into the arms.
If Johnson doesn't make that play, it's 1st and goal, New England. 3rd and 14.
You get a pass rush here like you won't believe.
Coleman and Andy Johnson. Here's Grogan looking downfield and throwing. Pass is deflected. He was chased again by Reggie Doss. And Doss made him unload. Jim Youngblood was close. Grogan is 1 out of 5 for 3 yards in the second half, and here is that pressure.
You think they won't find a good football player? Reggie Doss is from Hampton Institute. Don't ask me. I don't know, but he can really play. Where is Hampton Institute, Virginia?
I guess so.
Nice state.
6'4", 267 is Reggie Doss. John Smith.
He's 8 of 10 outside the. He's actually 2 of 4 from 40 to 49.
This will be 47 with the wind at his back. Going to have to hurry. Doesn't make it. Smith is short underneath the crossbar.
And the ball comes out to the line of scrimmage. He gave it a good shot. That wasn't short by that much.
So the score remains. Rams 17, Patriots 14, just underneath the crossbar.
He's insulated.
That's a funny-looking coat. First and 10 at the 31. That's Mike Grumman. Here's the field goal effort just a minute ago by John Smith. From 47 yards out.
Kicker thinking about it. Does he think he has it, or does he know it's not good right from the start?
I think you probably know. I never approached it like that, but I think you probably know as soon as you touch it whether it's going to get there or not.
He even had the wind to his back, too.
He didn't hit that one that well. 17-14. Rams over the Patriots. Just over 6 minutes left to play. Neither team has used a timeout in this half. Waddy in motion. Ferragamo gets to Cullen Bryant. Cullen with no place to go. Certainly can't fault the two defensive units on either team. They've been excellent.
Last two plays by the Patriots, outstanding. They're going to bring up a 3rd and long. They're going to make Ferragamo either throw a screen or run a draw, and then the punter comes back in.
I'm sure that Frank Corral dreads that thought against this win. His last one went, what, 14 yards? 3rd and 8 here. 1 out of 9 on 3rd down for New England. That won't get it done.
You drop this to a back, trying to get the first down with a missed tackle, perhaps?
I think that's what you just about have to do. Either that or just simply play it safe. Ferragamo drops. No backs out. Ferragamo is going to fire and does deep. Pass was almost picked off. Intended for Billy Waddy, and Timmy Fox comes over at the last minute and knocks it down. And again, Corral will have to punt into the teeth of that wind.
What secondary play we're seeing. Fox comes from nowhere. This is a good move by Ferragamo. Wide open Billy Waddy. Watch this. Watch 48 on the ball. Man, that's class. Darn, that's good.
If he had gotten there a second sooner, he would have been called for interference. Roland James standing now back at his own 35, and Corral back just inside his own 20.
Eddie Harris doing the snapping. It's not easy to snap in a breeze either, is it? Or is it?
The wind's with him. Taking a lot of time. Again, try to block it. Corral hits this one a little bit better. James Fields. Got one block. Got another one. Roland James rolls out to about the 39. 33-yard kick where Joe Harris makes the tackle.
Delaney made a great play, number 41. He held his outside position and didn't let James get there. Here comes Grogan. You're going to hear this crowd begin to rip it up.
And here they come ripping it up.
Stanley Morgan has one catch for -4 yards.
Boy, you talked about that good secondary play you were mentioning before. The crowd has come alive. Grogan is going to have to start throwing now. You've got Morgan, Jackson, Hasselbeck. 17-14. Rams by 3.
Morgan and Action Jackson to the same side. That'll make you roll up.
Hasselbeck the tight end, right left. Grogan. Straight back. Throw on first. Does have Ivory. He only has about 4. Horace Ivory over the middle. The quick release. George Andrews again on the tackle.
Andrews is some young hitter. Klosterman was telling us that they got him out of Nebraska, and a lot of people say that he's undersized and all that. He's got those sloping shoulders, and he'll drill you and he can run. When Brzezinski went south, they moved Andrews right in there. He's played very well, number 52.
Say a 3-yard gain. The ball's at the 42. Make it 2nd and 7. This time Jackson comes right. Morgan left. Morgan again again dropped. That's Stanley Morgan wide open, a penalty marker down. Johnny Johnson made the tackle. And the Ram players pointing in the direction of New England. Penalty marker down.
That's like a loaded keg of dynamite, Stanley Morgan. When you hold him to one catch, you know he's going to get into the act. Let's see if it's offense or defense.
Walking back, and it is against the offense of New England.
Hasselback, number 80, might have pushed off getting through the area. Let's see if it's also a pick play. Here it is. We don't know what we found here. They're twisting on defense, trying to get some pressure. You see the catch. Oh, man, Johnny Johnson really put a tackle on.
Here's Red Cashin.
Pass interference. Number 80 on the offense. Still second down.
Hasselback.
You live by the sword.
Still second down, but now it's 2nd and 17 at their own 32. Hasselback, the tight end, 6'7", 245. Protection adequate. Throw is better than adequate. That'll be a New England first down across middle field.
Stanley Morgan has the highest average per catch in the league coming in.
20-yard pickup. First down, New England.
Morgan right at 23 yards of reception. He's got it moving, coming across. Reynolds almost touched it. Great catch and a good throw by Grogan.
Just over the fingertips of Reynolds. 17-14, 3:45 left to play. All 3 timeouts left for both teams. Grogan again to the air. Blitz is on for the Rams. Going for the bunch. Morgan over his head.
Can Rod Perry play corner a little bit?
Right with him.
Remember, you can't touch them once they clear 5 yards, and Stanley Morgan does that coming out of the huddle. Rod Perry was stride for stride. Here's the blitz Pat talked about. Reynolds comes, Fanning takes the inside, occupied field, picked up pretty well. Reynolds got his arms up, playing a good throw here, just beyond both. It's a matched race.
Andrews also on the blitz. Grogan is 11 out of 19 for 125 yards. The 2 picked off and the 1 touchdown. That one to Hasselback.
We're going to age this Englishman, Smith. He's going to come out here about 35 today.
You're going to be sleeping in that net. Or else they'd have to put it over. Second and 10 at the 47. Rams up by 3. Grogan again drops. Again there's a blitz. Calhoun right at his hands, and he couldn't find the handle. Jim Youngblood out there with him.
What a throw. But a very difficult catch. I'm not excusing Calhoun wouldn't want that. But that is a tough throw, baby, coming right over your number and hot.
Got to turn that upper torso completely around to get a look at it.
Jim Youngblood's right there, and the ball's gone.
Harold Jackson isolated on that last play.
There's the legal shot. Wow.
Pretty good shot it was.
Thomas is going to eyeball to eyeball.
3rd and 10, Andy Johnson and Chuck Pullman. Big play for New England right here. Out of field goal range at the moment. Grogan again dropped. Again, the Rams start to blitz. Hasselback, the intended receiver, looked like he might have stopped running for a moment.
Well, he ran a takeoff. It looked like he was going to curl in, then he did a takeoff. And Nolan Cromwell was right by his hip. Looked like they were joined at the hip.
Falcons 31-13 over the Saints now. Bobby Scott has gone in as the Saints quarterback, replacing Archie Manning. And the Browns over the Steelers in the 4th quarter, 13-9. That Cleveland team continues to come on. That would open up if Cleveland should win a 2-game lead for them over Pittsburgh. Here's Hubach.
Not much of a breeze. Suddenly it just seems to be still. Look at that. Look at his little fingers twitching everything. I don't blame him.
Kicker's twitch. Hubach. Good kick straight ahead. That is Johnny Johnson. The finger up for the fair catch. Out of bounds it goes at the 4-yard line, where the Rams will have to operate. Still plenty of time. 3:14 left to play. You've got the 2-minute warning, of course, it'll stop the clock, and you've got 3 timeouts remaining for both teams. 43-yard kick.
He dropped it in there earlier on about the 2, didn't he? Some kind of a time-consuming drive. 3 timeouts left for Los Angeles. 3 timeouts left for New England.
3:14 left on the scoreboard clock. Rams 17, New England 14.
Some football game.
Atlanta, it would seem, has already won their contest with New Orleans, and the Rams need this one badly to stay close. England, of course, tied with Buffalo as Gooman struggles outside the 5 to about the 7. Mike Hawkins was the first Patriot to hit him.
And in the huddle, they're saying, hold on to the ball. Cover up the ball. Here's a rookie from Penn State. From Happy Valley, they call it, number 44, and he wrapped it up with both arms.
Less than 3 minutes now. 2:50 on the scoreboard clock. Ferragamo will take his time.
Well, that Patriot bunch have been tough. Have they been tough to run against?
2nd and 7 at the 7. Gooman again. Breaks a tackle. Gets to about the 9. Must have a lot of faith in him. Cullen Bryant almost never fumbles.
Victor Hicks had a pretty good block on the outside, but Gooman can't get back inside the hole. Notice how he's really covering up that ball. Here we are at 3rd down.
Mike Hawkins made the tackle, and the Patriots have taken a timeout, so they have 2 left now. Some of the fans starting to depart, but not many. Rams have had the ball 15 minutes, 45 seconds this half. New England 11:01. Ferragamo goes over to talk. That's the final score. Buffalo shut out Cincinnati 14-0, so Buffalo's record will now be 8-3, and Chuck Knox has done some job up there.
Now we're talking about pass. That's Lionel Taylor, the offensive coordinator. They're talking about what is the safest. Malavasi's right behind that. Is that Pat Hayden in the cape?
With his back to us, I believe it is, yes. Recognize that cape anywhere. Line of scrimmage is the 9-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5.
It's Bob Lee.
That's not Hayden. It's Bob Lee, right. Ferragamo comes back in full stride. Earhart. It'll be 3rd down and 5 at the 9. Willie Waddy comes out wide to the left with Preston Bernard. Victor Hicks, the tight end, on the other side. And there goes Waddy in motion. And Ferragamo's going to throw. Can't believe it. He does throw. Incomplete.
And got knocked down in the end zone. Boy, that was some pressure defense.
4th down and 5 for the Rams.
Not only do they not make the first down with that incompletion, they stop the clock. That's almost like giving New England another timeout.
That 2 minutes was coming right down the road. 5 yards is a pretty tough rush against that bunch.
Frank Corral back in his own end zone now, and Roland James standing out at the 45-yard line. You got to start thinking about perhaps an overtime now.
Corral's deep in his end zone. That must be some feeling.
Corral's kick is a dandy against the wind. Roland James lets it bounce, and now he's going to pick it up. And James looks for some place to go. He's got no place to go. Out of bounds he goes, and what an effort by Frank Corral. 57 yards against the wind. Walt Arnold put James out of bounds, and the Patriots now have a long way to go. That's the final score. Atlanta improves its record to 8-3.
Is James scary running those back? He makes 2 or 3 pirouettes so fast, you don't have a lot of reaction time.
That is a final score. The Colts beat the Lions 10-9. Detroit's record now 6-5. Baltimore goes to 6-5, and they play New England next week. 2:04 left to play. Grogan still the quarterback, still the same offensive setup. Grogan drops.
any better than that.
Nope.
You can't wait for the ball to be thrown and not touch somebody like Stanley Morgan. That ball was hot and right on line. And 49 stepped right in. I can't explain to people how delicate that moment is when you decide, I've got to get the ball now. A little bit underthrown, but not much. That's a good throw.
We now have the 2-minute warning. It'll be 2nd and 10 Patriots at their own 31-yard line, with the Rams leading 17-14. New England has 2 timeouts left. The Rams have all 3, and John Smith continues to try to stay warm over behind the Patriot bench.
I had music in my headset. I thought we'd gone to commercial. I guess we're live, huh?
I think so. I wasn't sure either. It is 17-14 with 2 minutes to go.
Brogan is 11 of 22 for 125 yards. Talk about defensive football. The 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and some remarkable plays just on the throw. That's Cromwell checking with Buddy Carson.
Minnesota 24, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20. Minnesota wins that game. They would tie Detroit for first place in the NFC Central. After everybody has said they can't even play anymore.
Minnesota leading Tampa Bay.
That North Dakota guy sort of wears well, doesn't he, Earhart?
He really does. Brogan, the quarterback. Hasselback is number 80. They have the 2 pass receiving backs in there, Johnson and Foreman, 32 and 22. And Brogan drops. Going deep. They get things tangled up. Down goes the receiver, who was Stanley Morgan. Jeff Delaney was back there with him. No flags, however.
3 Rams and Stanley Morgan.
Steelers have recaptured the lead from Cleveland, 16-13 in the 4th quarter. Here's that last play again.
Remember that this team, and I'm talking about Jim Youngblood told me before the game, they watch movies. This is the most explosive offensive team that the Rams defense has ever seen. And every play is crucial. I don't believe a flag should have been dropped.
3rd and 10, and none was dropped. Malavasi, still with the same expression he began with. Rams on the blitz. Pass thrown intended for Jackson. Good coverage by Pat Thomas this time. And it'll be 4th and 10. And this perhaps the down for New England if they do indeed have a chance.
Now, you know how tough it is to play the kind of man-to-man defense against this man and his offense? It's an incredible job. That time Harold Jackson was cut off completely. There was no place to throw the ball. Brogan knows it.
He called a timeout to come over and check with Ron Earhart. And that means that New England is down to 1 timeout now.
Where are the New England backs? Are they keeping them in the block? They must be. They must be getting a lot of heat from those.
They kept 1 in that time.
Got to circle somebody out of the backfield. So those 3 receivers are going to have some company downfield.
Got to have that first down right now if you're New England. They have 1 timeout left. Rams have all 3. But that at this moment is not that important. Schaefer Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. At Summerall and Tom Brookshire, the executive producer of the NFL on CBS is Charles Milton. This game today produced by the ever-genial Perry Smith and directed by Sandy Grossman.
Great pictures.
As always. And the rest of our crew, to whom we're always so very grateful.
It's going to be a wild 147.
Especially if they get a first down. On 4th and 10, Brogan is sacked, drops the football, tries to pick it up. The Rams have it. Los Angeles ball, Mike Fanning. And now the mass exodus will begin as the Rams take over.
And the pass rush just got him. How can you fault the quarterback? The Rams came from everywhere, and they'll tell you, you get into a situation when you show pass, you better get some people with lumber. Watch this rush.
Fanning is number 79. And here he comes.
Came through clean, stripped it, ended up recovering the fumble. Rogan has a chance now. If he picks it up, he can heave it.
He can still throw it, is right. Here comes Fanning, who makes perhaps the biggest play of his career. He gets the sack, causes the fumble, and recovers for Los Angeles. Mike Fanning.
2 oil wells will spur it up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right out of the ground.
First down, Rams at the New England 14. Patriots have one more timeout. Ferragamo.
Gosh.
Mike Gooman, the ball carrier, but nothing.
Adams and Nelson hit him in the backfield.
Let's go to Brent Musburger for an NFL report now. As the Steelers, whom many had said are too old and can't do it anymore, have defeated Cleveland. And their record is now 7-4, and so are the Browns, 7-4.
It's like experience, though, isn't it? Especially when it's quality.
Right now, Houston is in first place in the AFC Central Division. Right here, it's Los Angeles 17, New England 14. Buffalo has already won. They beat Cincinnati. So they could take over sole possession of first place in the AFC's Eastern Division if the Rams can hang on. It certainly looks like they ought to be able to do that. New England out of timeouts. Just over a minute and a half left to play.
Boy, that snap has got to be good. Remember, Rich Saul is gone, and Vinny Herr has been in there doing a great job at center.
Ferragamo gives to Gooman. Gooman. Ball is stripped loose. Whistle had blown. Patriots say we have it.
Are they loading up on the line of scrimmage? The last play, I told you, Nelson and Adams both came across in the backfield. Look at this. Look at that lineup to the left.
Clock is running, but the Patriots are out of timeouts. That was Julius Adams who wound up with the football, number 85. They were trying to strip it, and they got it done, but the whistle had already blown.
That was kamikaze.
Less than a minute. Looks like the Rams will stay just a game back of Atlanta. Falcons have already won. They defeated New Orleans earlier today. Philadelphia Eagles beat the Washington Redskins 24-0. Those Redskins really having a tough time lately.
Philadelphia keeps rolling. The Rams have New Orleans next week.
Philadelphia 10-1.
I tell you, Doctors Curlin and Friedman, Toby Friedman, they're going to have their hands full of the Rams. So there have been a lot of Rams leave this game. There are going to be some hurt people.
Long ride back. Some attempts to stay warm. Rams 17, New England Patriots 14, as both teams start the stroll to the locker room. The boos from the crowd here at Schaefer Stadium from the Patriots, or for the Patriots' efforts today, but it was a Ram defense. It was sturdy throughout the day, as was the Patriots.
Well, I've never seen a better secondary play by both units, both defensive units, really.
Well, there's such good athletes in both secondaries. So many #1 draft choices. Los Angeles 17, New England 14. That's the final score. The Rams record goes to 7-4. Atlanta moves to 8-3. That wild card situation and division championship situation still very much in doubt.
You don't build great teams like this by accident, boy. There's a lot of midnight oil burn to draft the right kind of people. There's a guy from Nebraska.
And Ferragamo, really from California.
Just happened to go to Lincoln.
Just another good recruiting job. Rod Perry, who had such an outstanding day.
Boy, when it's all over, it doesn't like see everybody.
Don't forget that Doug France suffered a broken thumb. That's why he didn't play. Saul had a bad shin. That's why he didn't finish the game. But the ones who came in their place, Hara, Tanky, both did excellent jobs. Rams 17, New England 14.